Okay, in this third video, we'll be showing you how do you add computed columns in R. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing with my R Studio, let me go to working directory, desktop, okay, open up, okay, and I will import my diabetes dataset, okay, as diabetes from sheet 1. Oops, sorry, I have not in the library yet. We correct. So this is the one I need. Okay, and I can read in the dataset. Okay, if I were to view the diabetes dataset, um, just for the spirit, if I were to view the diabetes dataset, you realize that there are things that I can do with it. For example, I want to take the height and weight and compute a column called BMI, okay, and so on and so forth. Okay. So let me just get on with it and show you how it can be done. Okay. Rather do this in dots. Doesn't matter. Okay. So how to do it is, let's say I take my diabetes. Okay. So the computer column, the new computer column will be using this dollar sign. Okay. So I have a computer column called BMI. And what is the function I use? I use with diabetes using the data set. And how do I compute it? What is the calculation? Okay. First, my weight is actually in pounds. So I have to multiply by 0.45 to turn it into kilograms. And my height is in inches. So I have to multiply by 0.025 to turn it into meters. So BMI is actually weight in kilograms multiplied by height in inches squared. Okay, so that's my BMI. So with that, now you realize that there's 20 variables. So let's open it up and see. I would have calculated my BMI in a new column. So I can keep doing that for all I want. For example, I can also decide obesity, whether the person is obese or not. So how do I do it? Obesity is a bit different. So same with diabetes. Okay. But obesity will look at the BMI. If BMI is, let's say, more than 30, then it's obese. If it's less than 30, it's not obese. So I use a if-else function and say that if BMI is more than 30, then label it as 1, obese. Otherwise, label it as 0, not obese. So I'm using the BMI to calculate whether it's a person obese or not, based on BMI. Okay. So now variable 21. Okay, so let's look at it again. Come to here. Okay, if the person is BMI 22.60, not obese. 38, yes, obese. 19, not obese. 49, very obese already, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is how I calculate it. And for the sake of this argument, I want to calculate whether it's a person diabetic or not. So, say diabetic. So with diabetes, what is the diabetic scale? Our diabetic scale is your glycosylated hemoglobin. If glycosylated hemoglobin is more than 7, okay, then the person is diabetic. Otherwise, the person is not diabetic. Okay. So with that, I've actually computed three extra columns, three extra data columns. One is BMI is using a formula. Obesity and diabetic is actually using a if statement. Okay, so these are the most common ways that we compute, that we add computer columns. Okay, that's all for today.